So again, thank you everyone for spending some time with me here. I know you could be doing anything right now, but you're choosing to hang out and find out what's in store for the relaunch of the Align Entrepreneur Network 2.0. And I'll tell you why I've decided to consider this a relaunch and how this can benefit you and other members, because it is about community, and I can't build this alone. You here are building with me just by hanging out with me, even on the Zoom call. And I appreciate your posts, your comments, your engagement, if you've invited people, because that's what community is all about. And one amazing thing about school is how all the communities are interwoven, right? I'm in a lot of your communities, you're in mine. We've seen some of the same colleagues and friends and others. Go ahead and if you'd like to, where are you joining from today? I'd like to know. I know where some of you are, some I don't know. Yeah, of course, I'm here in Thailand. Do I know where everyone is? Krista's in Washington, is that right? Steven's in the Philippines, Ben's in Taiwan, Will's in the UK. Mohammed, where are you located? Wales, Nova Scotia, Canada, Morocco. All right, full roster, global communities, which is one of my visions, and we'll get into that. All right, so I'm a reluctant leader. Maybe you resonate with that, maybe you don't, but as an entrepreneur, you're a leader. You lead your audience, you lead your clients, you lead your customers, especially as a community host, you're a leader. And this dawned on me as I saw in comments of posts that, Justin, you're a really good leader. You're doing a great job leading this space. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. If people say I'm a leader, then I guess I am a leader. Because this is also what I say about branding and reputation. Your reputation is what people say about you. So you can influence your reputation, but it's up to others. So if people say you're a leader, you're a leader. And that also made me reflect and take what I was doing with this community more seriously. So another aspect of this, which is just a little bit of storytelling, a little bit about me, I've always really been good at contributing to other people's communities. These have been mentors, colleagues with large communities, and I would just join and I'd bring people together, be social, connect people. But I was always reluctant to be the leader or the host of my own community. And I'm telling this story because I believe you're most powerfully positioned to help the person you used to be. So there's other individuals who are beginning to emerge as leaders of their community. And I share that I'm reluctant, that I was not sure that I could do it or even host a great community, because you may feel that way or others may feel that way who are just starting. So it's to say that we've all been there. If anything, that doubt is meant to be overcome so that you can serve and connect people and share your passion and grow your business. Also, one of my mentors shared this with me at a time when I was really frustrated with a lot of these programs and communities that I was in. I was like, yeah, everyone's so selfish. I'm just so frustrated. And he said, Justin, great leaders make space for other leaders. And even more than that, great leaders make space for other great leaders. And I really took that to heart. And I think you can see that emerging within this space. How do we spotlight other leaders, especially since the individuals within our communities are often leaders and hosts and stewards of their own communities? So, some of what I believe in is entrepreneurs supporting entrepreneurs or leaders supporting other leaders, because entrepreneurship can be lonely, leadership can be lonely. Who can you bond with? Who can you lean on? Who can you have conversations with? All right, so you can feel free to drop in the chat. I can open it a little bit if you want to share. Have you ever stepped into leadership reluctantly, or what's going on with your leadership now? Anyone want to speak? Chat?
I'll jump in
Yeah.
speaking wise. But yeah, my first management role was completely reluctantly. I was kind of like the only good applicant, the only good option. And yeah, my first team leadership role in corporate completely by accident.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing about leaders. They go first. And it can be uncomfortable to go first. And that's why leaders supporting leaders is so valuable because it's people who are going first when it's uncomfortable, supported by other people who are uncomfortable going first. Thanks for sharing that, Will.
Yeah, I'll jump in. Oh,
Oh,
wait.
yeah, go for it,
My
Ben.
chance.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, you didn't miss your chance.
No, I was just going to say that I've always aspired towards leadership positions, but I don't really like being in the spotlight, which is a weird contrast. So struggle with that. But in a way, based on what you just said as well, it's kind of good because then I do focus a lot on trying to elevate others, which I think is helpful. Yeah, that's all I
Yeah,
wanted to add.
it's some of the best leadership, right? There's this saying, I think it's by maybe Lao Tzu, who says like the good leader is when the job is well done, he tells the team, you did it yourselves. It's just like you remove yourself from the equation as the leader. And something that comes to mind is sometimes you just lead from behind or you lead by spotlighting other leaders. Cool. I like how you shared that. Thanks. And Ben and Will, like I know your communities. I've been in there. You guys are great community leaders as well, which is why I'm looking to cross-pollinate with other leaders, which I'll get to another slide as well. This is one of my isms. I've introduced it before that we should all have isms, especially since I am a marketer. And isms are things that you say over and over again that you want to share with your audience, your clients, your customers, because it also reinforces some of your views and your beliefs. And it might also relate to the outcomes of your business. So I believe that good people deserve good money. And this is my mission. I wrote this a while ago. I've finally shared it with all of you in the community. And the mission is to encourage, support, and guide entrepreneurs to align with their potential and take the actions that transform purpose into profitability. Very often, it's very beneficial to be clear on who we're looking to help. And I often say, I'm not just looking to help entrepreneurs, I'm looking to help purpose-driven entrepreneurs. And I know Ben likes that too. And some of you may resonate with that also. What kind of entrepreneurs do you help? Well, for me, it's purpose-driven. And if you don't help entrepreneurs, which is my marketing mind turning on, just sharing, get clear on what kind of person you're looking to help in your audience. So I'm also sharing with you that you may want to consider getting clear on your mission and your vision if you have a business or a brand. Because even though it's good foundationally, it's also effective marketing because it's resonant with who you are and you're going to attract the people who are aligned with you because you're clear on your mission and vision. So the vision is to create rallying points for global communities of purposeful entrepreneurs to share experiences, strategies, and wisdom, leading to synergistic business cross-pollination and profitability through meaningful connections. And one thing about the mission and vision, if you're reflecting on yours or contemplating yours, or you think about crafting yours, is the vision is what does not yet exist in the way that you would like it to, and the mission is what you do to make the vision a reality. So that's the difference between the mission and the vision. So the mission is what I am looking to share within this community, my audience, and the vision is what I hope will come together. And as I mentioned, it's awesome to have some amazing community leaders on this call because the great thing about visions is you may not be the only one who has that vision. And if your vision is one that you can't do alone, then you want to unify your vision with others. And I've heard it before. Other people tell me their vision, like that sounds so much like my vision. We need to have a talk. So continuing on, values. I believe we should have values, and a lot of us do have values, but how many of us have chosen values for our business, our brand, our community? We really share it. So here are some of mine. So valor, leadership, and courage for the people. I like this French phrase, noblesse oblige, which means nobility obliges service. Another way to say this is that rank requires responsibility. If you are a leader, then you have to lead. If you have a community, then you have to do what's good for the community. Integrity, to thyself and others stay true. And I talk about this often is that the root word of integrity is integer, and integer is a whole number. So integrity has a lot to do with wholeness. So it's honoring our own wholeness and honoring the wholeness of others. So integrity is not just how we see ourselves, it is how we see others. I see Ben's comment right here. We didn't know you speak French. Yeah. There's a thought leader, Richard Rudd, who's the author and founder of the Gene Keys. And he said this in one of his podcasts, and I probably listened to it like more than 10 times. So my French is really good because I'm just modeling it in the exact same way that he says it. So growth, business growth, personal growth, facilitation, choice, and transformation. You may recognize this quote. I believe it is by Viktor Frankl, who survived the Holocaust to bring us a message about how important it is to have meaning and purpose. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. I'm going to ask you in a moment to share your values if you have them, or if you're thinking about values in your community in a moment in the next slide. So you can begin to think about that already. Community, we come together on common ground. Community is much more than belonging to something. It is about doing something together that makes belonging matter. I really like that one. And the reason why I chose common ground is because we're all connected online. We're not actually on any common ground together in the physical sense. So I feel that uniting with others online over shared values or shared mission or shared vision is important because that's the actual ground you're standing on, right? It's what makes you align when there's not any actual ground to stand on. And I've thought about it. What makes an actual community? It's that you share the same space, you share the same ground. So how do you emulate that or replicate that in an online digital space? Well, by being intentional and knowing that you're standing on similar values that make you stand on common grounds of perspective. Alignment comes to mind. So, prosperity, collective progress and well being. True prosperity is when everyone around us also prospers. And I am a business owner and I support business owners. Sometimes we focus too much on profitability, but profitability is a byproduct of purpose and prosperity. When everyone does well, when you live your purpose, you're sharing your gifts and your abilities, then profitability is a natural byproduct. So now that I've shared some of my values, oh, here's my why before that. Yeah, it's my why. And I was inspired to write this for myself to share with you from Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why. So to inspire people to connect with themselves and others so that together we embrace our true selves and our highest purpose. And it has nothing to do with making money, it has nothing to do with growing a business, but I believe in this at the core of what I do behind or beneath supporting entrepreneurs. So now I want to hear from you. Like, which of these values resonates with you the most? What are your values? Do you have a mission, a vision, or a why? And like I mentioned before, you're more than welcome to share in the chat if there's certain values you have your business that you would like to share, or even if you would like to speak about what comes to mind as we talk about values. I'll pause briefly to see if anything comes up. Yeah, Will, you're on mute.
I was going to say, I have a very similar value set, and it's almost like, of course I do. We have a very similar way of looking at things,
Yeah,
but I'll share mine if that's okay, because they're very
yeah,
similar.
for
So
sure.
for me, I have five as well, which is really interesting. So for me, authority is one, right? I take full responsibility for my own life. And then sovereignty, which is I only control what's in my control. And integrity, which is when we share, I also slash authenticity in there as well. So it's like no filter between who you really are and how you present yourself. And then responsibility, I am fully responsible for my results. And finally is increase, which comes from the book The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, The Impression of Increase, which is to leave everyone with more than you found them. So give more in use value than you take in cash value. And that's kind of the five keys for what I do.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing that, Will. And this is the Aligned Entrepreneur Network. I wonder how many other members have similar values. Okay, James, thanks for joining us. You're up.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm still really tired, but I wanted to be here. This is a good spot. Um, yeah, so I think that's I haven't defined my values as such. But I kind of have feminine values and a little bit more traditionally masculine values. And my four that I wrote down for the feminine, which I think most people feel in my spaces, is I really value fun. I value love and connection, and I value play.
Mm,
I think that really comes out strong in my spaces. But also more in like the masculine and I think structured values. I really value truth. I value freedom. A lot of inside of my work, I value purification, and those three go together. So truth leads to freedom. Freedom leads to a need to
mm,
purify and let go, and you know this stays here, this leaves, and then that creates authenticity. So I think those are from my work. It's like those things: truth, freedom, purification, authenticity. And then for the space that I like to be in and share, it's play, love, connection, and fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
really good. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. And I like how you brought them all together, right? They have a progression. And I know fun is definitely one of your values, and I'll share a little bit about why I think it's so important to hang out with different leaders. Um, I'm not so good at having fun. I remember one of my first joint venture business partnerships where I was collaborating with someone to make money. And I said, Natasha, let's do this. I'm really excited. Let's help a lot of people and make a lot of money. And she said, yeah, Justin, we can do that, but can we also have a lot of fun? And that happened years ago, but that one conversation had me realize that sometimes I don't prioritize fun as much as others do, which is why if someone like James prioritizes fun, it's good to hang out with him because it's a natural priority, right? Leaders have natural abilities and priorities, and even if it's not your natural ability or priority, you naturally have more of that by spending more time with that kind of person, which is more of the dynamic of, well, let's cross-pollinate more in different communities so we have more awesome experiences. Yeah, thanks for sharing, guys. All right, let's continue on here. The landscape. So this is actually something I learned from cult-like marketing, but it's also good for branding. So when there is a cult, and I'm not starting a cult, but I like the dynamic of how cults can really draw in an audience. And as a marketer, I use everything to my advantage to help other people draw in the people that are going to benefit from them sharing their passion, their gifts, and their abilities. So within the cult-like marketing dynamic, or even within a cult, there is the status quo that people are tired of. They're looking for a solution that doesn't exist so commonly. And the unique opportunity is, well, why do people join the cult? Because there's something different about this. Um, so the landscape of what's out there, the status quo that I have put into words after having many conversations with other entrepreneurs and individuals, and also reflecting and observing, is that the dominant marketing and sales landscape prioritizes volume, push, and performance. And this is often at the expense of authenticity, which is one of the values now that I'm putting things together, relationships, and integrity, which is another one of the values that came up. So putting things together, that's really cool that the status quo doesn't honor a lot of our values. Entrepreneurs are taught to follow one size fits all strategies and scripts that may work in theory for some, but feel misaligned in practice for themselves. So, what is the unique opportunity? Align who you are with how you grow your business. Attract and enroll clients through identity aligned marketing and sales, where profitability happens through relationships, not resistance. And I know we have some individuals here who are big on identity. Align with who you are is another way to say align with your identity. So I'll open the floor briefly. You can chat, you can unmute if you'd like to. What are your thoughts on this? Have you ever felt like a strategy should work, but just totally felt wrong to you? Yeah, we're we're all kind of starting a cult with our communities, but good cults, not the kind that have you drink Kool-Aid. Yeah, Steven, do you want to say something?
Oh no, I lost it. I forgot what I was gonna say.
All good.
What was your question again? What was the question?
Have you ever felt like a strategy should work, but it just totally felt wrong to you, like misaligned with the strategies that you were taught to do?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I felt that, but the what I did is a redirection, and that's how I deal with anything that has like a negative impact on me. Just the redirect and correct kind of thing.
Cool. Yeah, cool. All right, Krista, the relationship chef.
Well, this hits with me, right? Because I'm all about not focusing your entire life on your business and making sure that you have more going on, maintaining your relationships and things like that. But I mean, I've been coached on strategies that didn't feel aligned to me. Um, and it's tough because sometimes it's bits and pieces, right? Parts of it don't work, parts of it do work. And it's been difficult for me because I'm probably the oldest one here and I'm behind all of you guys and I'm still learning this stuff. And so it's hard because you take a step forward saying, okay, well, if this is what people are doing, then I should do this. And then you do it, but it just never feels right. So you step away and it's like, well, maybe if I kept doing the thing that I didn't want to do, I'd be further ahead. So it's really difficult sometimes if you don't have that clarity and that confidence to make your own path, even when you know in your head that authentically that's where you're supposed to be going. So I find it difficult to it's scary, maybe scary is a better word, to follow my own path to do what I want to do because I'm different than everybody else, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense. This is another one of my isms. And again, I'm asking you to think about your isms because there's going to be a post in our community soon asking you, what are your isms? Because I want to know, what are your isms? That's why I ask you. And again, it's also marketing and branding. What are the things you say over and over again? So another one of mine is that all the strategies work. They definitely don't all work at the same time. And they definitely don't all work for the unique individuals out there. All right, James.
Yeah, I'll be quick. I bought a $10,000 program and they told me all I need to do is send 100 cold DMs a day and then I'll make a bunch of monies. And I was like, and I tried and I got to about 25, 30, and then I never responded to any of the messages because I was overwhelmed. and and it wasn't very fun. But it works. As you said, that all works. But what didn't work for me. So I'm very glad I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, and this is the status quo, right? Like this is what we're looking to change. Thank you so much for sharing, James. Will, you're on mute.
I'm too polite. I was going to say, I'm going to keep my hand down because I got a tendency to really, really go for it when you bring up identity. But what James just said was so, I've seen that so much where people are like, this is the strategy, it will work. But they don't take into account the operator. And what I like to say, one of my isms is who you are controls what you do, and what you do controls what you get. And they don't take into account the who you are being part, because that's the most important part. And it's like fitness, anything that gets you to move more and eat less, as Mosey says, will get you fit. But who are you? Because that determines what you will do and what you won't do. It's really interesting. But yeah, I've seen that so many times. I just have to say, you can cold DM 100 people, but if you're not the kind of person that can follow up on it, you won't get the results. And likewise, if you are the kind of person that follow up on the results, then you will. But again, it all comes down to who you are being.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I'll share mine briefly. And it's unfortunate because as business owners, especially starting, you got to invest in your business. There are mentors and guides out there who supposedly know more than you do, who can accelerate your path to monetizing your business and making good money. So it can be very uncomfortable to invest that first expensive program, 3,000, 10,000. Mine was $3,000. And it was an affiliate program. And the $3,000 program taught the members to invest in paid Facebook ads to drive traffic to the affiliate offer. So the affiliates would take all the risk and only 50% of the reward. So there were members of that community who had lost several thousand dollars, $10,000, individuals who went bankrupt, and they just didn't know why because they thought that was a strategy. So I know Ben and I have conversations about who's a good fit for the networking calls and who's not. And I say I don't really want affiliate marketers in there because I don't really like affiliate marketers. Not that they're all bad, but also I just want people to have ownership over what they do and what they offer. But that said, people who are looking to invest in themselves and in their businesses, they deserve good solutions. So I'll continue here. All right, so briefly, the Align Entrepreneur Network, right? Just breaking down each of these words. I think a lot about words. I used to teach language arts. Entrepreneur, what is it? Risk for reward. Be your own boss, offering value for money. Align, we talked about it. Values, mission, vision, views, perspectives, understandings. We get each other, which is why I'm honored to share some of my values and my mission and my vision with you. So you know if you align with me and if it makes sense for you to grow this community with me as well. Network, right? Aligned people know and attract other aligned people. You don't have to grow alone. And as you network, there are people ahead of you in the journey who may be able to offer guidance and support. There are people beside you who are colleagues who you can just have alliances with. And there are people behind you that you can support and help as well. Because reciprocity, right? People ahead of you will help you. You help people behind you. I'm going to skip this question because we have some slides to go through. I'm enjoying the conversation. We can always talk at the end too, if we have time. Okay, so why am I relaunching this community now? Well, um, also sharing my experience with other community leaders out there who may be figuring things out. Before I didn't really know what I was doing. And, as a leader, you jump on school, you know that having a community is a great way to share your passions, but then how do you do it? Well, before I was figuring things out, the community was still finding its footing. When this community first opened like a year ago, it was about spirituality and personal growth. And now it's about business growth with an understanding that personal growth is integral to business growth. There was a lot of uncertainty. Also, I only had high ticket offers before. So I had the free community and I had high ticket offers. And honestly, I just kind of felt misaligned because I was in programs. And like I said, it's important that you find alignment with the strategy and your mentors. I want to help a lot of people. I mean, just be honest. It might sound kind of lame or cheesy, but like I mean it. I used to be a school teacher. I didn't get into teaching for the money. Having only a high ticket offer, you can't help as many people just from that dynamic. So that's kind of the 2.0 launch. Like, how can I help more people at what is sensible and affordable and reasonable to the people? Free, low ticket, whatever makes sense for them. And now, I'm more intentional. I have clear direction as I'm sharing with you in this relaunch with the mission, the vision, because clarity makes a big difference. And again, like I mentioned, now there are multiple ways for members in this community to benefit based on where they're at in their business. And again, I'm looking forward to sharing with you how you may benefit from this, how we can grow this community together, or if there are people you know who may benefit from being in this community. We'll continue on here. We'll save some of these questions for later. So another one of my isms, right? I'll help you a little bit or I'll help you a lot. I say that in the community, I say it on discovery calls, I say it on sales calls, and I mean it. People relax, not just because it's something that I say to artificially make people feel more comfortable. I mean it. So also with the community, as you may sense, I believe in supporting the entrepreneur beyond just strategy because entrepreneurs need more than just strategy and tactics, relationships, encouragement, validation, meeting other entrepreneurs. There's more than just strategy. So, what do I mean by help a little bit or help a lot? Well, there's the free, there's community rewards and unlockables that you may have discovered recently, but I'll go through them briefly as well. Also, post, promote, connect. I want to make this clear that this is not a community where you're not allowed to promote your business or your brand. Like, by all means, promote yourself, invite people to your community, jump on calls with people from my community, do business with people from this community. I think it's really lame when there's no self-promotion. I think it's really lame when there's too much self-promotion. And it's all about connection. Like even if you're inviting people to your community or an event that you do, it's the connection that you have with people that is going to then really going to make them want to take action towards whatever you're inviting them to. So promote, but do it in a way that's relational. I think you're all very tasteful and aware of how to do that. And also, there are networking calls. Don't know why it says first networking calls, but that's another free value in the community. Because as you know, like networking is great. Like a lot of you I've met through networking. You've introduced me to great people, and I send great people to your communities as well. So how do we have more of that? Well, we have a larger community. We have more cross-pollination. There's also the business growth skill shares, replays of those skill shares, things that I hear the community really needs, like how to grow your community, how to generate leads, how to launch a minimum viable offer, all free because people benefit from this. And we have conversations with creators. So now, what am I launching? I'm launching a premium membership that has a monthly workshop based on what the members are most faced with their biggest bottleneck in growing their business, and a bi-weekly Q&A. I'll tell you more about the details of that, but that's what I'm launching. And of course, there's one-to-one guidance, highly personalized. It's my signature offer. I believe all experts and brands should have a signature high-ticket offer, and not high ticket just because it's expensive, but high ticket because it's premium and accelerates a client's pathway to results. All right, leaderboard unlockables. I'm going to go through this one briefly. I think this will especially be beneficial for the replay. So the member spotlight post, I'm really glad that this is going well and it's so well received because I didn't know what I was doing. But as a leader, sometimes you just test things and go with it. Ben was the first individual who got a member spotlight post, and there was Eileen. And people are just saying, wow, this is amazing. You don't see this on LinkedIn. They feel that they're authentically getting to know people. So you get 65 points, and I'm going to write a post for you based on what I know about you. So if I've jumped on a networking call with you based on our conversation, I'm authentically going to share with the community who you are and invite them to your community or whatever it is that you want to invite people to. Level 5 is a school about page Loom audit. I have to catch up on these as well, but most of us are school owners, and not to toot my own horn, but there's a time for being modest and there's a time for owning what you're good at. My about page typically gets between 25 to 30% conversions, and I'm a marketer, so I know how to help you optimize and improve your about page. So that's the level 5 reward. Level 7 is a one-to-one coaching call, nothing held back. I'll coach you as if you were a paying client. Level 8 is a free year of the premium membership. And level 9, I've seen other school owners do this as well, and it's there for now. Some other school owners say, you're not sure you want to do that, but why not? Level 9, lifetime premium membership if you do manage to get an amazing 33,000 plus points. Okay. Also, only for this month, there are 3 monthly rewards. So at the end of this month, February 28th is the last date. The 3 top people on the leaderboard are going to get these rewards. So number 1 is a free month of the premium membership that is launching, and you get a 60-minute coaching call only for this month. The rewards will change next month and will change every month, but I do want to offer rewards for the top 3 spaces for the leaderboard. And I'm sharing what I'm doing as well. If you have a community, you may want to think about this too. What leaderboard rewards can you offer for people in the top 3 spots, which is something I've seen others do as well. Second place is a month of the membership and also a 30-minute coaching call. And third place is just a free month of the membership. I'm also testing and trying out invite rewards because if you know people who are a good fit for this community, by all means invite them. And I'm not incentivizing you to invite them for the rewards, but I want to offer these rewards as a thank you for inviting people that you know are a good fit for this community. So 5 invites, 24-hour pin post to share what you're offering, spotlight you. You might get more traffic or more eyes on your community or who you are. 10 invites, a 30-minute business coaching in the DMs. Just what are you doing? What are you faced with? I can coach you, offer tip suggestions in the DM. 15 invites, 30-minute business coaching call. And the last one, why am I telling you about all of this? Because affiliate commissions. So 30% on the premium membership, and I'll tell you the price of that on the next slide, plus classroom purchases. So again, invite people because you think they're a good fit for the community. But if they happen to purchase something, just know that I'm grateful and you do get a commission. And if you do invite someone and they work with me one-to-one, there's a $200 one-time thank you commission for that as well. Um, yeah, so it's kind of a lot of information. I'll open it if you want to ask questions about this, how any of this works, or anything else that comes to mind. Questions, thoughts, leaderboard unlockables, how the affiliate commissions work, going once, going twice. I see Muhammad is like playing around with the whiteboard.
I think it's great.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's great, brother. And I really like that. My favorite part is the lifetime premium.
yeah,
I'm like, heck yeah! If someone has been in the space long enough and hard enough to get 33,000 points, they deserve something. You know,
yeah,
they deserve it. I like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like why not? Yeah, for
I
sure. Go
I'll
ahead.
jump in as well. I was on a call with Calvin one point, and he was saying like
Oh, you know
that
Calvin.
person,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, that person is doing more for your community by engaging than they would be if they were paying you.
yeah.
Like they're contributing in a way that is material to the success of the community. So yeah, I've seen a lot of people do that at like level 7, level 8 because it's just such a good direct thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you know Calvin Hollywood as well. So if you don't know Calvin Hollywood, he's one of like the community school experts and I have learned from him. So some of what I share with you in regard to how I build a community and what I do here, I've learned, I paid for, and I teach you. That's kind of how it goes. The chain of mentors, so to speak. Cool, let's continue here. Thanks for sharing, guys. And I'll say briefly one thing about leaderboard rewards. If you're looking to test these out in your community, you can always change them. Right? You can always test them, try them out. You like it, you keep it, and if not, you can tweak them or modify them. This I don't really have to go through much, but just briefly to say, like the calls, online networking calls, connect with other entrepreneurs. I co-host these with Ben every Monday, and they're going great, better than Ben and I could have expected. Ben and I connected on networking calls, which is why I suggest networking calls, colleagues, collaborators. You can also potentially meet clients, right? Just networking is amazing benefit. Conversations with creators every Wednesday. And that is I choose a topic and it's just a round robin, people talking. Kind of similar to how you're sharing here, but in a space with even more entrepreneurs and one focused topic related to business building and growth. And alternated with that Wednesday is the Business Growth Skillshare, where I choose a topic about marketing, sales, how to grow your school, how to do discovery calls and sales calls. Right. And as I mentioned, even on this call, right? If you want to connect with someone on this call, go for it. Networking calls, conversations with creators, we're here to connect and be open to the potential for business. Well, let's continue here. So this is what I'm really excited to talk about, and this might open some questions because I really want to make sure you get all the information for this. James, thanks for joining us, and yeah, we'll talk more soon. So I'm excited to launch the first challenge of this community, and this is a 5-day school growth challenge. These are the same strategies that I use and follow to grow this community by 125 members in less than 30 days using only organic strategies. I'll say I impressed myself that they were that effective. So I do have a replay in the Skillshare section of the classroom for how to do this, but sometimes people just have more fun doing things in a group or in a challenge. So it's essentially the same strategies in that Skillshare that I follow, but we're going to spread it out over a 5-day challenge where you can speak with me directly, ask me questions, I'll guide you, and also there are other individuals who are going to go through that also. So the time of this is 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually going to kick off on Monday after our line networking call. So after our line networking call, which is again hosted on Mondays with Ben and myself, if you want to join the line networking call, you just stay on and then it'll lead into this 5-day school growth challenge. Or you can just jump on at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, whatever time of day that is for you, and then we'll kick things off. So, what is the goal for this 5-day challenge? To get 10 new members into your school community. And it may not sound like a lot, 10 members in 5 days, but 4 weeks in a month, if you learn this and you get 10 members into your school this week, then that's 40 members a month. Very doable, especially with my success of having over 100 in a month. And I mean, I see people struggling, which is why I want to offer this challenge. There are people who have been on school for months and their community is still at 20 or 30. And what I want to help you grow your school because your school grows, you have more audience, you have more potential for getting clients and customers and making good money. So day one is going to be a complete strategy overview of what to expect, some tips to get you going, and then days 2 to 5 are going to be continued implementation, tips, Q&A, um, what comes up for you, what is working, what's not working, also accountability and support. And again, if you can do it once, you can do it again and again. Yeah, thanks for jumping on, Ben. So if you're in for the challenge, you can go ahead and drop a yes here if you'd like to, just so I know. And you can also find the challenge in the community as well. Also, if you know someone who would benefit from this challenge, feel free to invite them to the community because it is a free challenge. Any questions about the challenge before we continue? Good. All right. Cool. So here, a little bit more about the premium membership, and now I'm going to reveal the price and really get into it because everything before was free, which is a little bit of help. So this is a little more help, and this is where we go into, well, what is Justin actually launching? So this premium membership is $47 a month to launch. It's going to go to $97 in March at the end of this. So what is the benefit of this? Well, there is going to be a additional, well, starting with the challenge. After the 30 minutes, which is part of the free challenge, there's going to be an extra 30 minutes after the challenge for premium members, where I will go in deep with like not just how to grow your school community with inbound members and traffic, but what do we do after the members get to your school? How do you get them on calls? How do you convert them? How do you enroll them as clients and customers? Because that's my brand, that's my business, that's what I want to help with. In addition to the 30 minutes after the free 30 minutes of the challenge, there's also a monthly private workshop, again, based on the biggest bottleneck of the members in the membership. And there's also bi-weekly group Q&A calls. I've also mapped out the trajectory of month one, month two, and month three of the focus of those workshops, just so you know. So month one is going to be offer clarity. And this is month one because I have lots of conversations with individuals who have offers that aren't attractive enough to an audience who's not familiar with their expertise. And if your offer is not clear, then let's just face it, your audience is not going to buy. Month two is attraction and nurture. Well, how do you attract people to your school even more effectively? And how do you nurture people in conversations and within your school? And month three is converting those individuals. Of course, you can go faster than these and ask questions in Q&A calls, but this is the main focus of each of these 3 months. And I'm also launching the annual membership. So this is $470 for the year, where you save 2 months. You get 2 months free. There's also a bonus 30-minute one-on-one call to solve your biggest bottleneck. Again, just personalized. What can I solve for you? And you also get DM support for your first month. So these bonuses of the 30-minute call, the DM support for your first month, they go away when the price increases to $970 in March. And that is pretty much the premium membership. Any questions about this? No questions? Cool. I'll also say that, hey, if you think you'd benefit from the monthly, just try that. And by the end of the month, if you really like the value and you want to go for a year, you can. But even $47 to benefit from like just the 30 minutes after each of the days of the free challenge, why not? Give it a go if you think you benefit from that. More personalized guidance for how you're actually driving traffic and getting members to join your school community. Okay, so we're almost at the end. What's next? I really want to grow this community. You're all here. I like hanging out with you. I like our conversations. I've done networking calls with almost all of you. I want that dynamic to grow because the more people who are in this community, the larger the network, the more people we can all meet together. So the next goal is 500. I'm almost at 400, and then it's to 1,000 and beyond. And one thing I want to say is that it's not just about the numbers. It's about the individuals we're connecting with within those numbers. But of course, we have to have numbers to be able to have the potential to connect with individuals as a community grows. Yeah, so I'll take a break here because I've been talking a lot. I do want to hear from you. What kind of people are you looking to connect with in communities on school? For me, I'm looking to connect with, well, just purposeful entrepreneurs. If you want to share in the chat or unmute, you're more than welcome to. Also, so I know, who do you want to meet more of on school, in this community and other communities?